Hi there, my name is Zoe. Welcome to the Forgotten Hero. Today I'll be sharing on trust issues rising above the tag. My last video I talked about trust issues and if single mothers, if you were told you had trust issues, if you really had trust issues, okay? And I covered things like communication. So today I'll just be encouraging you, and also the first question is to ask you if you really do have trust issues, okay? Say you've actually reflected on this issue and you're saying to yourself, okay, I have some setting or some amount of trust issues going on. All right, that's fine, I understand. Okay, now this is it. If you're in a relationship and you've been told that from day one, just at the beginning of the relationship, you need to reconsider this point here, and that is, how well does this person know you to actually tag you to say that you've got trust issues? Okay, what have you done? Was it just questions you asked? What was the issue? Okay, at the end of the day, I think we should always give people benefit of the doubt. Like I said in the last episode, we need to have relationships with people who are ready to accommodate us. Okay, it's as simple as going into any friendship or getting to know people that actually can accommodate your weaknesses and your strengths. Okay. So at the end of the day, if you can actually say to yourself, you've got trust issues, then sit back and consider this. Why do you have trust issues? Oh, you have trust issues because of the past. Okay, this happened to you, that happened to you, and now it's really hard for you to kind of trust people, especially when you're just getting to know them. Now I ask you another question: would you consider that a bad thing? All right, fine. If you say it's not a bad thing, I don't think it's a bad thing. But if someone out there is saying, oh, that's really bad, how bad is that? Or it's bad because the person, the individual, or this single mother or this woman goes on about it and non-stop, she doesn't stop. Fair enough, then you shouldn't be in that relationship with her. Okay? You shouldn't be in that friendship with her. At the end of the day, you have your own single mothers out there. You have your experiences, okay? You know what has happened to you, and you know your position as well, and you know how you can manage things. Now, if this is something you can honestly say to yourself, I can manage, I can actually do this, or you can't actually manage it, and you expect the other party to understand the situation and actually work with you in managing it, then this is something you can actually voice out. And if they're not happy to actually work with you in managing this situation, then you need to consider if this is what you want. All right. Like I said in the other in the last video, communication, it's all about communication. When you find that someone isn't communicating or doesn't want to communicate, that is when people, an individual or someone or a single mom is easily tagged as, having trust issues. But once that communication is there on a consistent basis, then it's not about, having trust issues anymore. It's about just clarifying issues. Okay, I probably have to clarify things with her because she really doesn't understand it or she really doesn't get it. Okay, and it doesn't just happen to women, it happens to men as well. But because this is for single mothers, I'm just going to address it because at the end of the day, I've got my own personal experience. So I'm not just, coming out and communicating. I'm communicating with my own personal experience. And like I said, I didn't want to tell stories. But if it was trust issues, I can tell you 100%. I never used to have that issue. I never even cared about trust or whatever until I had, until I went through a divorce. Then I found out that they're saying things that I didn't even look out for that I probably should have looked out for. Okay, or things that I thought I didn't care about, I was nonchalant about, and at the end of the day, they were big deals. Okay, so at the end of the day, some single mothers out there can identify with this. You probably weren't someone that cared about anything, but after some certain experience, you became you're someone that really needs to ask questions. So today, I'm just going to encourage you. All right, I'm going to tell you up front. Listen, single mothers out there, there's nothing to worry about. Communicating is a good thing. Clarifying things is a good thing. Keep on clarifying, keep on asking questions, because at the end of the day, you need to be in the right frame of mind. If someone else doesn't want to answer your questions for any reason at all, or sees that you have a weakness and they're not happy to actually manage this with you, then you begin to ask yourself this question, is this the right relationship for you? Is this the right relationship for you? Because you need to then go into relationships according to your need. Okay? What you need. At the end of the day, people just go into relationships just like that. If you've really got trust issues, then you need to seek to be with someone who doesn't mind communicating with you and actually managing this situation until you come out of it. Okay? This is where love comes to play. This is where we as single mothers probably need to seek people who genuinely love us and care about us. And you can't know at the beginning. It takes time. But like I always say, the actions always speak louder than the voice. How they act will tell you if they genuinely want the best for you. Now, if you honestly like this individual or the group of people you're with, because trust issues doesn't just happen, being tagged, having trust issues, doesn't just happen in a relationship. It could be in common friendships, okay? Probably in business as well, okay? You name it. But at the end of the day, say for instance, this is a relationship we're talking about, and you really like this individual, and this individual is already tagging you as having trust issues and not supporting you in the process of managing these trust issues. Yeah, is this where you want to be? Is this the sort of relationship you want for yourself? All right, in the long run, okay, going forward, if this is a relationship you're thinking you really want, yeah, long term, is this the person you can actually depend on? I know it's really painful when there's emotions and all that playing around and someone else is tagging you and not understanding you at all. I know this is a very sensitive issue, but then again, if you're in a relationship with anyone that does not, take on those needs, take on those things, those issues to help you sort them out, then how do you think this is a relationship that is sustainable at the end of the day? Because for me personally, if I had trust issues and I actually say to myself, okay, I've got trust issues, I would want someone that I can work with, someone that can help me manage those issues, as well as I'm happy to manage issues that he has as well. I think it should work both ways. And sometimes you might find out that, especially when it comes to women, it's very hard for some men to actually accommodate our weaknesses. But maybe because women are kind of motherly in nature, we tend to accommodate the weaknesses of, this man. But when it comes to us, it's a challenge for them. It's a struggle, okay? And you begin to wonder why, all right? But not going into that, okay? Just being on the surface of the trust issues itself and owning up to the fact that you have it, or you're having, you're experiencing trust issue at this point in your life, because I think things don't last forever. I think these things happen, after some certain incidents, and after a while, if you have someone to manage that with you, I think sometimes people come out of it. Okay, love conquers everything. All right, I've not seen any situation that love hasn't sort of conquered, and it's all about loving yourself, and it's all about showing love out there and giving love. So okay, if you have this issue, so to say, you have this issue, what do you think you need? Who is the kind of man? What relationship do you need? This is what you need to think about. Then move in that path. If you're looking for a man that can accommodate you, then go for it. Don't settle for a man that can't accommodate you because maybe he looks good, or he has some certain attributes that you want. Then if he actually has those attributes that you actually want, and this is something that comes at the top for you, then those trust issues need to go down. You need to check them. Then you need to say, listen, this individual has maybe 70%, 80% of what I need. And if my trust issues will actually chase him away, or actually bring some issues in the relationship, then I have to manage that myself if he is not willing to manage that with me. Okay, so at the end of the day, relationships, I know, isn't as easy as people think it is. It's all work every day, okay? And there's a lot of input that it needs actually to work. And single mothers out there, listen, if you actually have trust issues, work around it, okay? Do what you can. But I can tell you that there's so many men out there that understand these things, okay? And are happy to work with you in going through it. Don't give up. Just say, if it's something that you can honestly bring up in whilst you're communicating with anyone you're getting to know, let them know, upfront, and let them decide if it's something, they want to manage with you. If they're not interested, then at the beginning, this is the situation and no one's wasting anyone's time. Okay, I think at the end of the day, like I said in the last video, it's all about communication. I think if you're communicating, with your partner or your friend, and let them know, what your weaknesses and your strengths, and give people the opportunity to make their own choice. Okay, give people the opportunity to say say if they're going to stay and manage that with you, or they rather not be with you. All right, but I know that if you're proactive about managing trust issues, you can always overcome it. All right, you will overcome. All right, so this is all I have today, single mothers. And hey, like I always say, you're stronger, you're beautiful, so remain strong and beautiful. And whatever challenges you go through in life, try as much as possible to rise above it if you can. And like I always say, beyond. Love you loads. Bye.